Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced, mixed, and edited by M5 Studios.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
And welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast where when the going gets weird, the weird turns pro. I'm Rob.
Paul.
Hey, and I'm Jake.
Via phone.
And we are the hosts for tonight's episode.
Yeah.
So,
hey, how's it
It's
going?
been 3
everyone?
weeks.
How you doing?
Yeah.
it's going okay. So, Jake, why don't you share with our audience why you decided to join us by phone tonight?
You don't like us no more.
Yeah, honestly, I'm tired of the fucking studio. I'm tired of seeing your faces. I quit.
Yeah.
This is you quitting, calling in instead?
Yeah, no. So, I was telling Paul the other day, I'm like, man, I finally catch my break. I want to win the lottery, but I don't play the lottery. I want to feel like how Robert De Niro feels, like winning an Oscar for Taxi Driver. Like he got his break, yes, or like I got my $150,000 a year job. I finally caught my break and I won something. I won the fucking COVID virus.
won that COVID lottery.
Actually,
That's fucked up, man. Because when he told me, like, you're amping it up, I was like, oh, good. He finally, something good happened to him. Or maybe something he worked very hard for. And then he told me, yeah, I got the COVID. Like, oh, big letdown.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, we wish, and we hope you get better. And obviously, like, it sucks that this happened. And, there's been a lot of change and stuff like that just going on kind of in general with everybody's lives. I've been traveling a lot for work, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult to, like, get the studio set up and be here. Like, I've been out of town every Friday night for the past month, so that's why we're doing this on this lovely Sunday evening for you guys. This is just when we were able to get together and hang out, and then fucking Jake had to go get COVID, and so that's what happened. Had to get the COVID. The Rona.
I'm at that. I'm like, you know what? I'm due for it now. Everybody's gonna grab it, right?
You're due for it. Like, it's a fucking rite of passage. Well, that's some shit.
That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, man, like,
I just gonna happen.
Yeah, I just want to get it. Like, just let me get it, and then, like, if once I get it, I'll be okay. Like, I just get it over with. You know what I mean?
It's fucked up, but
for
all right.
sure.
Yeah,
I know it sucks, right? Because it's like when it's going to happen it's what's instilling the whole fear, with everybody. And honestly, right now, I mean, I'm like maybe day 4 or 5, like on Thursday. Well, this is Sunday right now, right? So on Thursday, I wasn't tasting anything or smelling anything. And then like Friday, my wife came home not feeling too good, and I went to work on Saturday, and, Megan's like, I'm going to get a test because we're going to have family over for the kids to trick or treat. And, her sister-in-law is pregnant. So she was like, you know what? I need to go get a test real quick just to see. And she came out positive. The kids came out positive. And I literally was at work, and I dropped everything what I was doing. I went to go get the test, and sure enough, I'm positive. Right now, I cannot smell anything or taste anything. My back is sore, like my upper back. It's never, my back is sore, it's always my lower back. It's never my upper back, and I feel the mucus build up. But other than that, I'm like at a 3 out of 10, maybe. I could go to work tomorrow, like, no problem. So hopefully it stays like this.
It's like you just beat off work. Oh, I'm sorry. You're being serious. Beat not going to work. I'm sorry. I'm just
beat off
joke.
Instead of going to work is where he was going with that. You heard that, right?
Both ways, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about running The Godfather 1 through 3 through its entirety.
You should definitely do that.
And you should do it very loudly, surround sound, baby. Just 2 a.m, just start. Fucking, what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, you're stuck at home, man. Like, what else? Literally, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually
right.
I'll text you later if I forget, Jacob. But there's something maybe you can maybe tinker for something for me. I've been whatever. We'll talk later. Just remind me.
Yeah, while you're down and out, you can work for Paul.
Yeah, and give you shit.
Yeah, I know.
I
was like, I got to do something productive. Like, I was like, maybe thinking about signing up to get my fucking real estate sales license.
There you go.
I mean, I got 2 weeks of not doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got to do something productive. I can't just smoke around the house. So, make sure the kids don't burn it down.
Right.
Nah, that's not important.
Yeah. No, that sounds cool though. I mean, that's using your time wisely and just something that can be used to fucking just another capability for you to do.
Well, maybe just finish off Paul's album. Like, fuck it, I'll just write it.
I'm taking fucking forever. No, I started working on that last week, man. I got some advice from a lot of good people, and other artists are just telling me what their process and stuff like that. So I got over a bunch of things, and I'm gonna.
I'm trying to find a picture of Jake that I can cut to when he's talking, so it's not just
a fixed photo of him?
Yeah, just a fixed photo of Jake.
I got plenty of them.
Well, I mean, if you can text it to me.
Only y'all figure the shit out before we went on.
Okay,
no, we don't do that.
That's not our style, bro.
That's not the reflection of who we are, baby. Come on, you should
there's
that.
a picture of me that Paul has where it's like a cigarette's barely hanging on my lips. I wish he had that still.
I do. Hold on, you give me a second.
Samuel L. Jackson style.
I got it. Well, I mean, I got a picture of you and Megan. Is that cool? Like, I stole it from your Facebook page.
We need something better than that.
It's just me. It's me solo.
Yeah. Let me hold on. Don't do that yet.
Fun.
I got something.
Well, okay. So while you're looking for that, like, I'll kind of post in with like what our plans are for tonight. So we've been wanting to talk about this for a while. The one of the things that like I've been kind of thinking about is like with the corona and everything, with everything being shut down, we're like I feel like we may be entering like this new age of like like what do you call it, where we don't have like where movie theaters are kind of being phased out, where everything's going to be just released on streaming for like, oh, you want to buy you want to see this movie, like we'll release it on streaming, you pay $20 even though you already pay for the streaming service. You want to watch it right now, you pay $20 and you own the movie. Like they're like basically like releasing the DVD or something like that, or like releasing it for a short period of time where you can watch it only on like Disney Plus or whatever. And that's it. You know what I mean? And that way, you're not having to go to the theater and shit like that. And they're not having to do, pay the theaters for all the cross promotion shit and, all of that. You know what I mean? This is what I got to deal with, folks. This is what I deal with all the time.
Got so fucking many.
Just fucking pick one.
All right.
Jesus Christ. It's like working with a child, I swear to God.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, before you get into the movie, I mean, are we going to skip back to Sean Connery?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like the more I talk about like all the deaths and shit in 2020, you know what I mean? Like
baby.
Oh, you're gonna do that?
No,
you're gonna do that. You have?
Am I talking to you? I talk to myself.
We should get. I should record you doing that sound effect for the for the board, so you can so we can do poor baby.
Yeah. Got disconnected. Yeah, there's a lot of moments we do that to each other. So that's a good idea. Jacob, yay. Well, what we were just saying, like, because I was saying, for baby, there's a lot of moments that we do that to each other, like, like a suffering of something, a loss or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
We give her, sure. Rob saying we should just record that and have another organic sound to the soundboard, basically.
An orgasmic sound, is that what you said?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
The less of Rob talking and the less of Paul talking, we just go with the soundboard. the more of me just talking in this podcast, I'm a fan of it.
Oh yeah, no, because I do that to you. I do that to you, both of you guys. No, it's the truth. I'm working on it, man. And this is actually a good test, like for you over the phone. I'm really trying to pay attention and make sure you speak and try not to talk over you. And I know I'm going to do it, but I'm alert as much as I can for now.
Oh, I wasn't getting at that. But
no, but
sure.
it's a test. I like a challenge, so I'm just trying to learn to balance it.
This is a fucking great picture, by the way.
Yeah, I told you. You see, Jacob?
Yeah.
The Samuel L. Jackson cigarette.
Yeah, it looks like it's Photoshop. It doesn't look like it's real, but that's real. We're in front of fucking
talent, baby. That's talent. That's coaches.
That's talent. Yeah, coaches. Roaches and the coaches.
Coaches.
Yeah, off 290. Or used to be. I don't think it's. I think it's something else now. But Barnaby Jones. I don't fucking know.
I know what you're talking about. It was right there, like Jones and 290.
Yeah, right there by Specs.
Okay.
And Fajita Willie's.
I don't know that we're live on Facebook.
Are we, Jacob? Can you check?
Like, I don't know if I can. Maybe I can.
I don't know. Like it's so weird. Like I've given it like all the information and it says that we are, but I don't believe it.
Is there a game tonight?
Nah.
Of any kind? No. We actually got.
Are you saying no? We're not on. No. We're not live.
No, we're not live.
Oh, baby.
See, there you go.
No.
Oh, see, it timed out. Like I sent it the thing. So we'll have to. It's all right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna give it a second, and then like it should. It's just give it. Will you give it a second?
Give it a second. It's coming all the way down
from outer space.
Yeah. Louis C.K. Baby. Yeah.
Okay, now I think we're live. I'm pretty sure.
You think?
Well, I mean, it said we were live earlier, and then like it. I don't know. I don't know what happened. So,
but yeah. Also, I wanted to chime in too. Like after we discussed some of we did say the topic, right? I know I was a little busy finding the picture. You did say it right.
Yeah.
The death with theaters. Yeah. But also, if we have time, it'd be great. I just want to talk a little about just negativity and what's going on in general. Just just a little segue of like I said, I have my reasons to why I want to bring it up, especially right now. But eventually, we'll get down there.
Okay. I'm pretty sure we're live now. I just hadn't hit the button before. I've never done this. Jacob usually runs the video side of it, and I don't
done this, and I'm doing a kick-ass job.
Oh, you're sitting over there.
All I had to do was press one fucking button.
That's it. You only have to touch one fucking button. I told you.
That's it. I can just give me time. I'll get it right.
All right. Well, this is only our third live stream,
okay.
So I feel like there's some kind of like learning curve to it.
Yeah, there is. It'll be all right. Nothing.
Get with the fucking program, guys.
All you got to do is just for anything. You're never going to be ready for anything. You just dive in and just try to land on your fucking feet. That's all you can do.
That's all we can do. Just like with you, going back to work. How's that going?
That's kicking ass, man. I'm already making people jealous. Like I could feel it. Like people are just upset that I'm there. Because
that's not jealousy that they're feeling.
It's envious or something because they're upset that I'm doing my job. I'm not doing anything but my job, but I just happen to outshine some of these techs, and it's just no offense to them.
Flexing.
Yeah, but they try to some kind of I feel like I don't know. That's whatever. It's fine. I'm here to help. That's all I'm here to do. That's all I care.
Just living. LIVIN.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't me. It was the hair. I didn't do shit. But no, it's going great. I told Rob though, my first week, I got me and my lead. We got kicked off the fucking job site from the GC because they're fucking hypocritical pricks.
Well, hold on. You and your coworker? You said?
Yeah, the lead technician.
Was this like a scene from Sopranos where they catch Vito in the porta potty?
Yeah, sure.
Is that the reason why you got kicked off?
No. It's because he didn't have his hard hat or glasses or mask on, and I had my mask underneath my chin. And he's like, "Oh, you don't have your mask on all the way. Go home. You go home too." And it's just they're dicks, man. And I go the next day when I go see them because you're supposed to check with them every morning because they ask you for COVID like symptoms and just simple questions. and they'll give you a wristband. It's color coded every day, so it's a different
they take
wristband.
Your temperature and shit?
No, I'm surprised they don't do that. But they just do that because the building where I'm working at is required, or they ask within like early in the morning, between 5:45 to 6:15 in the morning, to document everybody that's working that day and making sure that they check in and don't have symptoms. But I see these fucking GCs, and they're so strict, and they tell us in the safety meetings, like, if I see you guys don't have your mask or blah blah blah, your heart out, like I'm telling you, go home. And I see them all the fucking time at their desk on the floors we're working on, and they don't have their fucking hard hat on, or their glasses, or their mask. I'm like, what is this shit? Why are you allowed to do it? So it's kind of like a do as I say, not as I do mentality. It's like, you're fucking hypocrites. And I had to hold my tongue a few times because I wanted to say something so bad. It's like, you know what? It's only temporary. I'm not going to work. I don't work for them. Whatever. It'll end soon, so no big deal. But yeah. That's my.
They'll all catch COVID eventually.
Yeah, right. It's just.
Don't worry.
I don't know. It kind of just drives me nuts because a lot of times we're all working like very close together in small spaces, and it just I don't know. It is what it is. But it just I'm just upset at the not leading by example. I don't care if it's the mask or your hard hat or what. They're not. They're enforcing all these rules, yet they're being hypocrites and not doing it themselves. It's like, what is? How are you allowed to do it? Not do it, and we're not allowed? No, that's bullshit. I don't. You're supposed to be better than that, and it's just whatever. Like I said, I don't work for them, and it's only temporary, so it is what it is. So I can't complain. I'm happy. I'm fucking glad. Working, it feels good.
Well, that's good. I mean, you're back in the workforce. I know you've been waiting and struggling.
Yeah, and amongst other things. Yeah,
that's good. That like it's probably good for your mental health.
Yeah, big time. It's bringing life back. I feel like I got my life back. It's helping me do, establish routines again. It's strengthening them, and every day it feels like every day. Doesn't feel. I was telling Jacob this yesterday. Like it doesn't feel like today's a Sunday, but it doesn't feel like that to me. It's just every day feels the same, but in a good way. It doesn't feel like tomorrow's Monday. I'm dragging because it's Monday. No, today's tomorrow's just another day. I'm gonna happen to be working. That's it. It's just a better outlook.
You're not like Doug, where like I asked Doug to come sit in on the podcast tonight.
Yeah,
and he was like, "No, I gotta work. I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back on." And I was like, "How far off is your sleep schedule?" And he's like, "I gotta go to bed at like 2 p.m." And I'm like, "Why?
What time's he going to work?"
He's not working, but he's been taking a lot of online classes and stuff like that. And but his sleep schedule's so off because he just stays up all night watching YouTube videos and shit, and then like he'll fall asleep at like 7 a.m. or something.
Damn, Doug.
And he'll like vampire that shit, and it gets way off, and then like it's just it's bad. Yeah. So it's it's just one of those things. Like, what are you gonna do? Like he just has to like fix it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else for him to do but fix it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, at least he's self-aware and he knows he needs to do that. Some people just don't do that, unfortunately.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just up to the person, but yeah.
So, what do we think? Like, what do you think about my proposal about like movie theaters? Like, and like, do we think like I know that like AMC was like about to go out of business.
Yeah, Jacob, what do you? I mean, let's start with you. So what do you got to say?
No, honestly, well, I don't know. I just think that this COVID thing was a whole dry run, and they released like that one Trolls movie, and it was like $19.99 to rent it, and of course, the kids are at home. They see Trolls on Vudu. Okay, let's go ahead and rent it for $19.99. Oh, you only own it for or not even own it, but you only rent it for 48 hours, right?
Yeah.
And then it still shows up on your feed, and the kids think that you own it, and they want to watch it again, and I gotta fucking rent it again.
Damn, and it sounds like what is it called? Like almost like a strategy. Like they would depend on children doing that. That at that price for that amount of time to rent. That sounds and reminds me exactly what fucking Blockbuster used to do. Their new releases, like on a Friday night, you rent it at fucking 8 p.m. It's due the next morning at before 10. Otherwise, I thought it was
before 9.
Nah, it was like 10 for sure. Maybe 9, but I know it went past 10.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is like, well, okay, so my mom took Edie to some fucking movie the other day, and they were like, oh, there was a lot of people in there. And I asked my daughter, I was like, how many is a lot of people? She's like, I don't know, like 15. I was like, that's not a lot of people. Like, for a middle of the day Saturday movie, that doesn't seem like that's a lot of people.
No, that's a minimal amount.
I mean, I just think that like so many, there's so many like movies that they're postponing and like, oh, we're gonna release at some point, you know, like Black Widow is a good example. They keep pushing these movies further and further back, waiting for like the theaters to open back up, and like they're just losing all that momentum that you know that movie had in the first place. You know what I mean? So like that movie had, you know, a little bit of momentum. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, people wanted to go see it after Endgame. You know, Marvel was still riding high and all that shit. But now, like, what do they have? Like, they have basically nothing. You know, like, nobody even remembers that, like, Black Widow was a thing. So, like,
yeah.
What's riding high for Marvel right now is, like, the Disney Plus TV shows. Like, WandaVision's supposed to be coming out, like, by the end of this year. They restarted filming Falcon and Winter Soldier. Let's see what else.
But I honestly think that AMC could have not gone bankrupt. I don't know if they are going bankrupt, but they probably are. If they didn't do that whole movie pass deal, they lost so much money with that shit. And then right after that, COVID hit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way they can recoup their losses off that shit.
I forgot about that. That's a huge contributing factor to
Tell me what that is.
Jacob?
What's that?
Well, movie pass.
What was that movie passing? I don't know what you're talking about.
Movie pass was a subscription. Was a subscription where you can go to the movies as often as you like. You know what I mean? You just cannot see new releases. You pay like, I forgot, like maybe $20-$30 a month, and you get a movie pass like debit card, and it's adding funds to it that can only be redeemed at the theaters, and you got to go to select theaters. I think AMC was one of them, and you just go there and you just watch a movie, and then when you get done, you can go there. I don't know, it was one movie a day or two. I forgot what it was, but you can literally go watch movies every day for that whole month. And you're buying popcorn or whatever, but that's all you're paying for. And I think Movie Pass will just send the theaters X amount of dollars or what they think that's going to, they're going to produce. I'm not too sure, but they lost a lot of money because of that.
That's interesting.
Wasn't oh, sorry.
No, I was just wondering, like, I wonder if they were just hoping that they were going to make their money back strictly based off of
ticket sales? Or?
Yeah, no, not ticket sales, because they were already basically ticket sales were already done. You know what I mean? Like, that Movie Pass thing was sending them money, so like ticket sales were done at that point. So like, I'm wondering if they were just hoping to make money off of like popcorn and drinks and shit like that instead.
The theater.
Yeah, the theaters.
That's their sole income for the most part, from what I heard. That's why everything's so expensive, because they don't make much money off the tickets. They only make like a small percentage, if I understand it correctly, from what I read a while back. But yeah, that's why.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, well, they say concession stands, like, it's so high because that's what they're making up for the. That's part of their profit. It's a huge part of their profit. That's why it's so expensive. I could be wrong, but I thought that's what I read a while back. That's their main source of income is their concession stand sales.
That's interesting. Well, that didn't surprise me. You're paying like $8 for like 15 cents worth of soda.
Like when it comes to ticket sales, they don't. The movie productions, they're the ones pocketing most of the money. Like, there's a small percentage, I believe, movie theaters make. So that's why, like, hence what Jacob was saying, the Movie Pass thing. Well, yes, and actually, now that I think about it. Well, I think they're still taking a loss because, like you said, Jake, like they're receiving so much money, but even like before that, they would still make some amount of money through the through ticket sales itself. So I don't know, like, how long it's been just how, I don't know how has it been, like a year? I guess, like, it's kind of like an experiment is what I'm trying to say for them, maybe, because versus like the amount of money they're doing Movie Pass, are they actually making more money than versus the old school way of just selling tickets?
Well,
is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, here, I pulled up a chart.
Chart, eh?
Sure. I put up it was, since I'm at home, battling COVID here.
In the trenches. R.I.P. Jacob.
I have access to my computer. Paul, Rob doesn't limit me at my own home. He limits me at the studio. But in 2018, the estimated revenue for U.S. movie theaters in 2018 was $10,355,000 in admissions. Let's see here.
Average? Is that what you said?
Yes. And then it was like 5 some odd million in food and beverage sales.
Whoa!
So that it's not as much as obviously the admissions, but it's half of the admissions.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be the other way around. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe things are different.
I also do advertising, like in the previews.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's so fucking many
as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm
used
wondering.
To not be that bad.
I've never paid attention, but do like in a movie, do like the trailers that come before the movie, like are they only from like the theater or the movie production company or whatever? You know what I'm getting at? Like, are they only from like the company that's making the movie that you're watching?
Are they the ones getting the money? Is that what you're saying?
No, like when they do trailers at the beginning of the movie, are they only like if you're there watching a Lionsgate film, are they only Lionsgate movies? Like who decides what trailers are at the beginning of it?
That's a good point.
Contracts with private production studios.
Yeah, because
they partner with. Has to be.
I've over the years I noticed a little bit certain. I know, like, I remember this trend years ago. I noticed, like, almost every movie, it would seem like, I know, like, Universal for sure. If it was a Universal film, the very last trailer they would show before the actual movie, it was another Universal film. I noticed that, like, for years. It was always almost consistent. Like, I pay attention to stupid shit like that. But
think about this. It's like in summertime, the blockbuster hits for summer is usually superhero movies, right? Do you ever see a DC trailer on a Marvel movie?
Yeah, it's separate.
Or vice versa?
Right. Yeah, no, it's kind of like their own territories. Like,
yeah,
you could say that for production companies the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe if the production company doesn't, I guess that's why I'm curious. I'm wondering who controls like that, like who controls exactly what trailers are available, or go on there. Because I mean, I know that like you hear like, oh, the new Star Wars trailer is going to be at the beginning of this movie. You know what I mean? And it's I don't know. That's kind of where but Jacob, you make a point though. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're right. Like who controls that? Is that something that's like I don't know. Like, is it something like you don't want competition? China.
Nice, China.
That's
China.
I mean, that's Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never.
I'm gonna get killed.
Probably.
I mean, by something.
By China.
Not even China. I just felt like saying that. I know. I could just feel it.
You just feel it coming down, coming down the pipeline already.
It is what it is. I'll go how I go.
So I'm curious about like what I mean. With the state that the country's in, I mean, it doesn't seem we've been in this lockdown for almost a year. COVID hit in China like around November of 2019. So like
it really started in March for us. So it's been like 7 months.
It's been longer than that, bro.
March. I remember early
April,
March.
May, June, July,
3, 7,
September,
though, right?
October, 8, almost 9 months. Yeah,
almost 9.
Yeah,
it's more like 8.
I said
3.
almost 9.
You want to get nuts?
3, but barely 8 though.
Is that a Batman quote?
Of course. We're talking politics here. You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Michael Keaton, Batman.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good one.
But
the best one.
What was your point to that? Like,
the opinion. Like, it's just like my opinion, man. Like,
but I was just saying we've been in lockdown for so long because
yeah, like because of COVID and shit like that. Do we see any end in sight? Do we see these things like coming back? I mean, do you see that happening?
I'll tell you this. My biggest, I don't know. It's not a fear. It's just something because of the way things are. I'm just I don't know. I'm just kind of sad that I don't know if it's going to come back. And it's just because
it's got to come back at some point.
I hope so, and I hope like for a lot of things too, because I was driving down today I was taking care of a bunch of stuff, and I was riding with my brother, and we're talking about certain places that are closed down because of COVID. It's like, man, it's just sad to see a lot of these places go, and a lot of bars or just stores or whatnot, just all this stuff closing back. It's like, a majority of this stuff is probably not going to come back. I don't know. I'm never say never, of course, you never know, but it just feels because it's just such a domino effect of all these, of just what's going on. It's hard to tell, like, because we don't even know like what life's going to be. Obviously, it's going to be altered and changed for the most part, but when it comes to like going back to the theaters, it just, I don't know, it'll sadden me because I do love going to the theaters. I always have, and when movies are designed to be seen in a theater. They're not, if you watch like I just like old school videos, or I don't know, I think maybe still newer videos, like they'll have disclaimers like this video has been formatted to fit your screen. It's because
it's filmed at a different aspect ratio.
Well, but still, like the whole point is like films originally from the very beginning, it's designed to be watched on your to be watched in a theater.
Anymore,
but that's what I'm saying. Like
only really on like full screen TVs back in the day.
But I remember in DVDs, of course VHS tapes, and they'll say that in certain movies.
Tapes.
Yeah, but
we also had full screen TVs.
Yeah,
4:3 ratio.
Yeah,
we didn't have the the widescreen.
And that's where they had to. Yeah, that's where
they had the format.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where the format.
They cut footage.
Okay.
They
did cut footage.
Coppola and Godfather 3.
Yeah, but it's just. But either way, okay. Well, besides, that's probably a waste of fucking time because I got that wrong. But my point is just to see, because like I said, movies are designed to be seen in theaters, and just that experience. I went to see Tenet 2 weeks ago, and that was the first time I saw a movie in over a year, because a year around this time I saw Knives Out, and that was amazing, man.
Did you see that in the movie theater?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was
a year. It was already been out.
Yeah, last November it came out.
Oh, I saw it here. I guess it was just not that long ago.
Yeah. No, I remember because I haven't gone to a theater around a time for a while, and then Tenet was like the same thing. It's been over a fucking year because of COVID, and man, but I saw it like at a Cinemark with the Cinemark XD, which is their, I don't know if it's Dolby. I forgot the surround system. It's a well equipped theater, and the fucking experience in the film when you're watching it, the soundtrack, the sound design in that fucking film, it's just that experience. It's not. I walked out of that theater. Like, I haven't felt that good in a while, and like, plus it's been a long time since I've seen a film, but to see something that good, and like I said, the sound, just, man, it was a little overwhelming at times, but it's the purpose of it, because it has a purpose, because Christopher Nolan, he wants you to experience it and what's going on. Like, you can feel the intensity and just what it's conveyed very well. Like, and just, I was like, fuck, this is gonna. And I was thinking when I was watching this, I was like, man, I'm enjoying every moment, while I can, because I might not be able to do this again.
Yeah, and that's one of those things like that. That's one of those things like I don't know. It's. I feel like I see you're struggling with your mic
it's
over
fine.
there.
I got it.
I'm going to fix it for you in a second, because you fucked it up when you started it. And no, don't touch that. Don't touch it.
I'll touch whatever I want.
But I mean, yeah, that's one of those things. Like, where does it go? You know what I mean?
Touch it.
Touch it. So, I mean, like, but if you, like, as a film designer, like, you've got film designers that are like, oh, I'm just going to shoot this on an iPhone. And you've got guys that are like building, for like $1,500, well, maybe not $1,500, but maybe like for like $4,000 or $5,000, you can build a nice home theater system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That has Dolby surround sound 7.1 and shit.
Yeah. I would love to have something
I would
like
rather,
that.
I mean, I would rather minimalize my experience from the movie by 15% or 20% and watch it at home. And be able to pause the movie and go take a dump if I need to. Shit.
No, man.
Jake,
tell us what you think about it, Jake.
No, I get you. I mean, trust me, I don't want to go to a movie theater if I don't have to. If I can watch it in my house. But it's still that interaction, you know, as you get at the theater. I guess maybe the popcorn or the smell or just buying the ticket at the booth. You know, I don't know if that's
part of the experience
there, but.
The nastiness.
Yeah,
the sticky floors.
The filth from the previous Patreons.
Where you sit down and you like fucking stick to the chair and shit.
I don't think that's ever happened, but yeah.
It's happened to me.
I get it. Oh, everybody's experience is different.
Have you ever sat in a movie theater chair and it's wet?
I don't know if I want to
you sit down and you're like, oh fuck, it's all wet, and you're just like, god damn it, what are you gonna do? Yeah, what are you gonna do? I don't go to those type of movie theaters anymore.
Oh, like dollar movies are gone.
Honestly, man, I would love to I don't know. I kind of wish that they would just throw those artificial like visual pops in it's so perfect right now because they're shooting on digital, right? They're not shooting on fucking analog or anything anymore. So, you know, it'll still be kind of cool to see those little burn marks in the film. And, you know, I don't know if you remember seeing them back in the day. Because if you pay attention to the movie theaters now, like it's like all perfect and shit.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about like actually on the film itself, like where you have like the you're talking about like the spots in the film where the film is degraded a little bit, or
exactly,
like you have like the splicing cues. Am I the only one that after watching Fight Club started watching for fucking splicing cues in movies? Have you ever caught one? I've never caught one.
I don't.
I caught the microphones
maybe old
that
ones.
are happening.
Boom mics.
The boom mics and the
boom mics, yeah. On the top, like, god damn it. I'm not the only one that gives a fuck about the rules.
Yeah, nice. Fucking Walter pops out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, but going back to what you were saying earlier, Rob. Yeah, if I had a lot of money, I'm talking about a theater, your own theater. If I was rolling in money, but one day, run it one day. Trust me, it's gonna happen. You guys will be there with me. We'll be there together. But anyway,
I bet we won't.
Yeah, you will. Fuck that. I'm taking you fuckers with me. Anyway, I would love to afford, you know, maybe still like at a reduced size probably, but if I still had a lot of money, I would love to have like my own like huge fucking theater like to myself. I just love
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, fuck him. But my energy's different compared to him. I'm just not fucking constantly about fucking kids and shit and whatever he does. Moonwalking, whatever. But I would love to have my own. Like I don't know. I would see what my options are. I'm probably, you know, what's called aiming a little high, but I just love that experience. Like just to have my own. I used to go a lot of times. I'd wait till like movies were out for like a few weeks, and then I would go check out a show like around 2, 3 in the afternoon, like on a Tuesday. Nobody's there. It's all mine. And it's just, I just have a blast. Like I don't worry about anybody bothering me or like this is my theater and just, I don't know. I miss doing that.
Jacob, can I ask you to tell the story, please?
What story?
About the Pop Disaster Tour.
I thought we already did like 4 times.
I don't know that we've said that actually on air.
Have. Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
how fucking asshole! You got to bring that up.
Well,
we went to go see Green Day
acceptance here.
Green Day was the co-headline, and they Jimmy World opened, and then it was Green Day. And Paul, after Green Day, we're all getting hyped for Blink, and Paul's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go to a movie theater and watch a movie." I'm like,
a movie that you'd already seen. Instead of watching Blink-182.
Well, I mean, you want to do it. I don't want to do things I don't want to do. I just don't do it. What's the problem?
I guess.
I mean, I'm not knocking them. I just didn't want to see them. A movie felt ideal at the time versus watching them. Hey, if I had a chance to see them again, I'd actually sit and watch them.
No, you wouldn't. Don't lie.
Now I would. I'm open to things.
I think they're a lot more eclectic of a band now than they used to be. I think that they've kind of...
It wouldn't be the same experience.
Yeah, and
I missed it. Okay, fine, whatever.
I mean, now when they have... I don't know. I've seen some... as much as I like the new material that they're doing with Matt, it's definitely like almost a different band. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen videos of Matt trying to do Tom's songs, and I'm just like...
Yeah, that's hard.
Man, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm like, exactly. I'm like, like, but like the songs that Matt does with, like that his originals that he wrote with them, like Bored to Death and anything on the California.
No originals.
Yes.
Blink 182 owns that. Matt don't own it, so the hell with that.
Oh my God. You're such a little bitch.
Damn, he's got to be little.
So go back to the theater.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, the theater has been around since the beginning of time. And they did shows back then. You know what I mean? Maybe not the beginning of time, but entertainment. That form of entertainment has been around for years, thousands of years. And like, I don't think this might be a transition to something else. So like. For instance, what Kevin Smith always talks about, the 4D shit, maybe that needs to be a little bit integrated more and more to get, the audience back into the movie theaters where you actually
some kind of new technology.
Exactly. You smell, the money smells a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
Where you're watching The Big Lebowski and it smells like a bowling alley and shit in there.
Nice. Exactly.
So you got to be careful.
Can smell the weed.
Well, yeah. You really careful.
If you go watch The Big Lebowski, you probably smell the weed in there anyway.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to watch fucking like a movie like Goodfellas where there's scenes where they're digging up a dead body and it fucking reeks. Like that's unpleasant.
Hell yeah, I would love that. That would be awesome.
That experience is like fucked up.
Sex scenes.
Yeah. Like I feel the
dead body before, Paul?
like you feel this.
Do you need to tell us something?
What? Huh?
Have you smelled a dead body before?
Hell no.
Before? Do you need to tell us something?
Ray Liotta's reaction when they're digging it up is fucking pretty. That's enough for me.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty nasty.
Sausage and peppers, Henry.
I mean, those are guys that put the Vicks. That's like in Silence of the Lambs, they put the Vicks under their nose when they walk into the morgue.
Oh,
you remember? Because all the bodies are like so decomposed that they pull out of the river.
I've never
and shit.
seen Silence of the Lambs.
You've never seen Silence of the Lambs? Oh,
that scared the shit out of me when I was young. I still remember seeing the
you should take shrooms and then watch Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to do that for Twin Peaks. I haven't done that yet. As much as I love Twin Peaks, I haven't done both of those yet together.
How high on shrooms are you right now?
I didn't take any. I took some last night. I just took a gram. That's all I needed. I was fucking flying. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Fly.
Yeah.
McFly.
Yeah.
McFly.
Yeah.
I saw that fax you sent.
You are terminated.
Terminated? No.
Fucking Marty sounds like a weasel. Terminated? No. Oh man, yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, I agree. Like, movie theaters are ideal for going to watch a movie. That's where I want to go watch a movie. I like watching like huge, big budget movies. I love watching them in the movie theater. I love watching. Every time they fucking release Star Wars back into the movie theaters, I go fucking watch Star Wars in the movie theaters because it's like,
even though you've seen it,
I've seen it,
it's an experience.
It's an experience. And movies that I had never got a chance to see in the movie theaters, but I love like Indiana Jones. I think they released Indiana Jones not too long ago in the movie theaters.
Okay.
I went and saw all those. I mean, can you imagine like? I saw Endgame in the fucking movie theaters like 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? Because it's such an epic fucking movie. You know what I mean? That's the way you should experience it.
Off of Vintage Park, there's it's a chain. I think it's Alamo Drafthouse. I think. Is there Alamo? I used to go there.
Studio Movie Grill.
They would do a lot of retro films. Like certain weekends they'll play like old, like from the 80s or 70s, just retro films. Like you said, I never saw it in theaters when I was too young, or I wasn't alive. But it'd be great just to revisit or visit that place just to see it in the theater.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a cool thing. You know what I mean? Like that's one of those like really rad things that you can do nowadays. I don't know why this camera keeps turning off.
It doesn't like you. Sabes que puto, I don't like you either.
I don't like you either. Yeah. See, here he goes. It's booting up. Everybody gets to see I switched back to that camera too quickly. It wasn't booted up yet. There it is. Technical difficulties. Yeah. This is the hazards of having a live stream,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, like there's lots of great movies that you love to see like in the theaters. You know what I mean? Stuff that like, I mean, I'm such a nerd. Like I can only think of stuff like Star Wars, like wanting to be like experienced from the, from the theater. But I mean, what other movies? I mean, is there... Cool.
Sorry.
Is that your alarm?
Sorry, yeah. I have so many. God damn it, man. Well, I'm sorry. Typical Paul.
Typical.
No shit.
Maybe we should have a dedicated phone line just for fucking call-ins, so this shit doesn't happen.
Yeah. Too bad.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Not
Go
gonna.
back, you piece of shit.
Yeah. I knew it was you. I smell the stench of you, piece of shit, or something like that. Womack.
What is that from?
Fucking The Rock, baby.
Oh yeah. I want. So I mean, okay. Well, that was a good lead-in. We can talk. You want to talk about it now, Jake? Let's talk about it now. We can talk about Sir Sean Connery passing and
Sir Sean Connery. Yeah.
I mean, passing of a legend. I knew it was getting close. I mean, I knew he was 90 years old, and I knew there were reports that his health was failing, but. I mean, I don't know.
He was up.
90 years old. What a career, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like such iconic roles. You know what I mean? Like just like James. I watched From Russia with Love the other day. Jake, I was watching all the 007 movies and shit, and
right.
Like. Some of the earlier ones are, I mean, just because the cinematography is not that great and the acting and the lines for the women are not that, fantastic. They're not flattering to women at all.
Hell
but
yeah, my favorite era.
Jesus. But I mean, he's really good in most everything. You know what I mean? Like he's my favorite Bond by far. And he's had such like iconic roles, you know what I mean? Like the Highlander. I mean, in The Rock, we quote The Rock all the time. He was Indiana Jones's father in The Last Crusade. I mean, that's where I first
Henry Jones.
That's where I first
Junior.
Henry Jones Jr. He's like, we called the dog Indiana.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
The Untouchables. I forgot.
I didn't see The Untouchables until I was like much older. So that wasn't like the Sean Connery that like I knew. Like I think I saw him first when I was a kid in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and then and all his other stuff that he's done.
The only thing, a lot of times I think of Sean Connery, and there's an episode in The Critic. John Lovitz, 1994-95, anyway. They're making fun of Sean Connery. Sean Connery is with his parents eating dinner at a restaurant, and his parents, they look like Sean Connery. and they sound like him. He's like, so his dad's talking to Sean. He's like, so when are you gonna settle down with that nice money penny for the last time, Dad? It's just a bloody movie. That's just fucking hilarious. His mom's like, pipe down and eat your haggis.
Eat your haggis.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
It's one of those like, I mean, like we get stuff like, what's the guy that did, what do you call it? What did he do? What's his name? On SNL.
Oh, yeah, that played your mother or whatever.
Hammond.
Yeah,
Daryl Hammond. Yeah. I was listening to his stand-up the other day, and he was talking about how he came up with that character, and he was working on a Sean Connery impression, right? And so. This is the story of how this happened. So he was in his office. He was working on a Sean Connery impression, and he was working on Sean Connery, the Scottish accent, and Will Ferrell walked by and was working on his Alex Trebek. He was pacing the hallways and stuff.
Yeah.
And like Daryl Hammond, says, I don't even know where the fuck it came from. He goes, just out of the blue, he said something like, fuck your mother, Trebek. Like, they were working on Celebrity Jeopardy, and like, that was it. That started it and started steamrolling from there. And I mean, like, over the years, they've done so many Celebrity Jeopardies with fucking Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery. I mean, him mispronouncing the fucking categories and shit, you know. I'll take anal bum covers for 200. What sound does a cow make? Moo or woof.
Fucking dumbass.
He's like, well, that's the sound your mother made last night, Trebek.
Has Connery actually commented on that or said anything?
I don't think so. I mean, what's the comment on?
Yeah, I don't know. I just, maybe he likes it. Maybe he thinks it's funny. I was just curious what he thought about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never.
Too late.
Ouch.
Yeah,
what? It's just he's gone. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's just what else do you want me to say? He's not here, but he's
yeah. I get it. I mean, it's fine. Whatever.
I'm not being a dick. I'm just
saying how it is. Correct, Paul.
What?
You're not politically correct enough.
Politically correct.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Fuck your mother.
He's dead. He passed on. He's not here with us. You can't say he's dead because we don't want to accept it.
He's fucking dead.
He's fucking dead.
He's
dead.
He's fucking dead.
He's fucking dead.
He dead. Fucking goddamn. Fucking.
It's like. I don't know.
What? Spawn? Bad crispy? Dead.
I forget.
Fucking John Leguizamo.
I got it.
Oh, man, speaking of John Leguizamo in the worst movies ever.
What?
I saw The Pest the other day.
Oh, my God. I saw that when my dad took me and my brother to see when it came out in theaters. It was...
Why?
Yeah, because it was funny at the time. When I was a kid, it was funny, and I probably didn't get the jokes, but... you know, I didn't realize years later, it's like, man, this premise, this movie's kind of... Well, it's about the most dangerous game, right? Something like that.
Oh, The Pest?
Yeah.
Sorry, I took my headphones off. I didn't hear what y'all were saying.
Yeah.
The Pest is fucking garbage, dude.
Yeah.
He has that Jeep, and he flips a switch, and it like raises off the chassis, and it's all the fucking speakers. Isn't that The Pest?
I haven't seen it in
It's such a garbage-ass movie.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Probably that sound about right.
I mean, John Leguizamo peaked in Super Mario Brothers. I mean, can we all agree on that?
He's a pretty good actor, man. I like some of his work. He's
what?
You know, he was also in The Mandalorian. You know that, right?
In what?
The first episode, the guy that he played that one character in the beginning with the one eye.
Oh, really?
That was John Leguizamo.
I'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, I didn't see. I didn't mean to spoiler alert. Have you seen it yet, Jacob?
No, not yet, asshole.
Oh, fuck, man.
Oh, dude.
I've seen the first season. I haven't seen the new episode.
Oh, dude, the new episode's so good.
We're not going to say anything.
No, fuck that. Let's talk about it.
No, I can't do that to him. That's a quick move, man.
It's so good, though.
Like, not even. Well, you know, I got plenty of time to watch it.
It's 45 fucking minutes, bro. You got all the time in the world.
But I mean, I know.
You mean
I'm at home battling COVID? What the fuck you want from me, man?
we need to have we need to come up with a hashtag for Jacob. Hashtag Stay Strong COVID 2020.
Yeah, some shit. Fuck, man.
Also Romeo and Juliet. I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's
Tybalt,
right.
Remember that movie?
Tybalt. Yeah, the Romeo and Juliet with
Friend.
With what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. And what's his name that played Mercutio died just like earlier this year or late last year or something. His best friend, the black guy. Look up his name. Yeah, I forget his name, but he died either earlier this year or late last year.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Ow. But yeah, anyway, he was really good in that movie too.
Harold Perrineau?
Yeah, something like that. He died, though, right?
Matrix Reloaded?
Oh, that's right. He was in the Matrix
Reloaded. He's alive. He's very much alive. You're getting him confused with the fucking Black Panther dude.
No, I'm not. I just remember. I remember Mark Bernardin posted something about that guy.
Alive.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad he's alive.
IMDb.
Well,
killing people, huh?
Well, no, I just remember, I commented
politically incorrect.
I commented something on Mark Bernardin's post about him. or maybe it was about, I don't know. And I was just like, that's one of my favorite like adaptations of Romeo and Juliet. It's such a unique.
Oh, that guy's from Lost.
Oh yeah, he was on Lost. He's been in a lot of shit.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, nah, that would suck if he died. Kinda. I don't know.
Well, death does suck.
I mean, depends on who you ask.
It depends who dies too.
That's true.
Okay, whatever.
This is the Hitler family, or he didn't have family.
Jesus,
Damn.
you're bringing that.
His victims.
Damn, his victims, eh? God damn it.
Somebody texting you?
No, it's just, I don't know. Just
Why do we have to go there?
I don't know. You went
fine.
there.
It's fine.
I wish, Jacob, are you watching the live stream?
Yeah, but it's delayed.
Well, duh.
Oh,
How's it doing?
I know.
I mean, you see this picture that we're using for you, right?
Yeah, of course. I
can't
approved that
see it.
picture.
It's so good.
I approved.
I wish it was more like a hard hitting instead of the slide. The slide's a little like little 80s.
Nice.
Well, that's the only aspect ratio I have of that. So, I mean,
Wait.
I only have what Paul sent me.
The slide transition between different cuts. That's what I meant. The slide transition is very 80s like. It's hilarious. I like it though.
There you go.
Well, it's no, it's super intentionally. I totally picked that
Oh, you did?
particular slide transition
okay.
on purpose.
I have to see it because eventually.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I will.
It's ultra George Lucas, like side wipes and like.
Yeah,
I wish this thing had
like
star
that.
wipes because those star
Yeah.
wipes are
Like I
fucking
said,
badass.
Yeah.
It's showing your age.
Yeah.
It's ultra
Showing your
80s.
Man,
I'll show you my age. I just switched up the transition.
I was gonna say, today, and like, well, tomorrow too is really the last days for before the election. Just,
The election, yeah.
I don't even want to talk about
no,
that.
well, honestly, I mean, I wasn't gonna necessarily talk about
Question:
that.
have you guys voted yet or no?
Yes, I early voted. I knew that I was going to be stuck on the road for most of October, and it actually turned into a pretty permanent thing. So I'm glad I did it. But I ducked over to the local polling center. It's like 10 minutes away from here. There was no line. I walked right in, voted, and got out. It took me no time at all, basically. So, Paul?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't vote.
Okay, we won't get into that.
No, but the only reason why I brought that up is because I just, I don't know, because in the state of just everything and what's going on, it's just, man, there's just so much negativity and all of just what's happening. It's just, I don't know, it's real terrible to see a lot of people just so riled up, and I've never seen it this bad. And I talked to my dad and older people, older generations, like well, what I'm talking about just in general, like as far as how it's becoming almost like so religious, like when it comes to like people like taking sides and whatever it is they believe in, all this stuff.
Divisiveness has been around like more so now, and
it seems really pronounced is what I'm trying to say. Like it just, like I said, I talked to people in older generations. Like it's like, has it ever seemed like it was this bad when it comes to politics? Like, no, this is pretty bad. I'm not saying it's ever happened, but it just seems really amplified. As everything was going on, it just, I don't know. Like, I think no matter the outcome, what happens coming up this election, like I told myself, like, I'm just, whatever happens. I can't do anything about it, and just gonna adapt as I go.
Yeah, I mean that's all we can. That's all anybody can do,
right? And I think most people just.
Well, the most you can do
some
is
people,
vote.
Yeah, that's the least you can do.
Most people, but I already fear that the outcome, some people are just not going to accept it. They're going to refuse the outcome, and they're going to go crazy, I think.
Well, they'll definitely it all depends on which side wins. Well, yeah, either way,
both sides are going to go crazy. Both sides. If Trump wins, you got the Democrats are going to go crazy.
Well, they've already said like they're just if that was to happen. It's just all this stuff that's been going on in a lot of these cities and the rioting and stuff like that. They said they just, the extremists, that is, they want to really just take things to another level. Like, I want to burn this down, blah, blah, blah. Like, man.
Well, I mean, it all depends on, honestly, like, that's all going to depend on how Trump reacts. Like, okay, if you talk about, like, let's start with one side, because I don't want to address both, and I don't want to just assume one thing or the other. But if you're talking about specifically, like, what's going to happen if one side or the other loses, right? So if most people are worried about a smooth transition of power, right? So, like, if Trump loses the election, he has flat out said that he doesn't know that how he's going to react to that. He doesn't know if there would be a smooth transition.
Well, he initially said he's not going to back down easy.
Yeah,
he initially said that.
And we all know that. Like, it's going to end up being the Al Gore George Bush election. There's going to be recounts and all that shit's going to happen. There's going to be everything. Trump's going to do everything possible. If he doesn't win, or if it's semi close, he's going to do everything he can to try to maintain staying in office. If Biden wins, you know, Trump's gonna, or that's what Trump's gonna do. If Trump wins the election, you know, I don't know how Biden's gonna react, and I don't know, like, I think that there will be, you know, a lot of assumptions from both sides. I hate to say it, but I can see, like, full scale riots and people, you know, just, like, looking, you know, judging people like, you look like you voted for Trump, like, fuck you, you know what I mean?
That's fucking frightening.
It is frightening.
It's dangerous.
It is. I mean, but, like,
it's already happening now.
Yeah, it is already happening. I mean, it's super divisive, and we just, I mean, I feel like whatever happens is going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, all you can do is stock up on ammo if you can find it, and lock your fucking doors, and, you know, just hope for the best. I mean, we live in the suburbs, so, I mean, you're probably semi-safe to an extent.
Well, also, too, this is Texas. It just seems like, you know, you take that shit somewhere else. I mean, Austin's kind of been doing some of it. Seems locally in Houston, they're just, I don't know. It just feels like we're not putting up with that shit. But I could be wrong.
I don't know
for sure. It just feels like the vibe. It doesn't feel like that down here.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I feel like if anything's gonna happen, like, it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be in the, like, in the city itself, not, like, out here in the suburbs, like, where we live and shit like that. But I don't know. It's definitely, like, fearful. Like, I get your I get your fear, you know, based on that. You know what I mean? Tuesday is election day, so you know, that's kind of, you know, where we're at. It's kind of the end of the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you look at the polling numbers already, like, just in early voting, I mean, there's been so many people that have early voted, record numbers in Texas. Like, just in, like, if you look at, like, election, like, numbers in general, like, in Texas alone, like, our numbers just for early voting have exceeded most, like, regular years of voting, like, their shit. So it's one of those things. Like, I think this is going to be, like, a super interesting election. Like, I think you're going to get record number of voters that are turning out. And I mean, it's just going to be like any other election. The major cities are the ones that are going to control each state, because that's where you're going to have the most number of votes. But you end up, like, in Texas, like, there's so many rural, like, counties that, like, even if you win Harris County, that's only so many, like, electoral votes, and then, like, the urban, the rural areas get, you know, so many more votes on top of that. So, I mean, that's how you end up with, like, you could have every major metropolitan area in Texas vote blue, and every rural county vote red, and, like, Texas would win as a red state. I mean, it doesn't. So, I mean, that's the whole electoral college, and that's the whole, like, I don't know if you remember, like, gerrymandering, like, how they draw district lines to, you know, that's how they draw. You know, they draw district lines on a map to make it so that, like, no matter how many people in this county vote, like it's going to end up being like, we know that there's a majority, you know, red vote or blue vote, like, and that's how they draw the county lines and stuff like that. And, I don't know. I guess when you're in school and you're younger and you're listening to, you know, social studies and shit, were you beating your kids? Jesus Christ, what was that?
Yeah. I bit my nail. I forgot I was on the.
That was pretty loud.
It was like whack, whack. I'm surprised I didn't hear "shut up."
Damn.
But anyway, like I guess like when I was younger, I kind of had the vibe that it like politics would be a lot more checked than they are now. You know what I mean? Like when you learn about this shit in social studies and. You know what I mean? You go through all that and you're just like, oh, like we have this great system of checks and balances and this shit just can't happen. And like you grow up and you're like, this shit happens all the time and nobody fucking stops it.
Yeah. You know, just a lot of it just not learning from our past either and just doomed to fucking
well,
make
that's
the same
100%
mistakes,
what happens.
I see a lot of that going on and that's unfortunate. Just I don't know. I just brought it up. I didn't. It's funny. You said you weren't trying to get into the political thing. I wasn't trying to either. You kind of veered off into it. It is what it is. But my only point is just, well, it's just I don't know. I feel, you know, for a lot of people, just understand that. Yeah, like I said earlier, just whatever happens, man. I know it sucks, but you might not like the outcome or whatever. But man, we're just gonna have to adapt as you go. Just don't feed into the negativity. And a lot of people, you know, I don't know. I see a lot of videos I see. Just a lot of people, you know, these protests are just going crazy, and I feel there's just so much misinformation. A lot of people are just being fed bad information, and people are absorbing and using the mainstream media as their only source for all this stuff, and it just paints
and usually the people that use mainstream media. Using mainstream media are going to be the radical left to the radical right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that, you know, people forget. No, I'm saying that I think people forget to, like, it's okay to have the conversation to the person that disagrees with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, that's the problem. Like they don't. A lot of them, like the radicals, like it's a very authoritarian. Like, you know,
it's in politics as well. It's so red or you're so blue,
right? But
like people don't want to work and be bipartisan to work with each other,
right?
And you see that in politics. So why isn't?
Yeah, I do agree, but I see a lot of it on one side more than the other, and it's just like it's frightening.
That's the thing. No, that's the thing. You are already singling one side out. You know, I see it equally bad at both sides. I mean, you go on the video and you can see a bunch of Trump trucks. You know, escorting the Biden bus. You know what I mean? So it works on both sides. You know what I mean?
I see it way more on one side, though. I hate to say it. Like, it's just from everything I'm not calling you wrong. I'm just saying from what I've seen, a lot of the videos. Like I said, I try to be as diverse as I can for whatever source of where I'm coming from, where I'm getting it, where I'm coming to my conclusion. It's I don't know. It's just frightening. I don't like it. I actually feel like shit right now. It's just kind of giving me a little anxiety. Like, God damn.
Well, I mean, that's just because we've gotten really divisive and as a country, and that's the whole thing. I mean, you feel, and so like, I really don't want to get deep into this because like we could spend, you know, a ton of time on this, and I don't want to be in a political debate because I feel like we're going to be in a political conversation on the next episode, because this episode will be dropping the morning after the election.
Yeah.
So, you know, Godspeed to everybody. You know, whatever happens, and you know, that's the great part about America. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something to change, and we can always work towards change, and we can. If you look at our history, the biggest times of civil unrest have always led to the greatest pushes towards equality for people and places of peace. You know what I mean? Think about like the civil rights movement. Like we pushed really hard. That was a lot of civil unrest in the civil rights movement. But you know what? It was the right thing. It needed to happen. And this country was very divisive at that time. And we moved past that and got, as a country, we mostly, and I will say mostly, got past it. We granted, a lot of rights that should have been, in the first place, but it was a huge step in the right direction. Granted, like, we have a lot of shit left to do. There's a lot of steps left that need to take, but like it was at least a step in the right direction. And there was like that civil unrest died down for the most part, but I think that just in general, we all need to make sure that we're keeping an open mind. You have to, like, there's no way past like getting through, the type of things that are happening in this country right now. Like, everybody just needs to fucking eat a Snickers and fucking calm down. Yeah. And I understand, like, a lot of people's livelihoods are on the line, and a lot of things, there's a lot of differing opinions on how to handle specific situations and things like that. And, there's a lot of people, if you're actually able to talk to both sides, there's people that can name you, like, just on the right side, they can name you like, hey, here's a list of like 10 really good financial policies and things that Trump has passed since he's been in office. And then, there's an equal or greater amount of, things that he's done or said that are just atrocious. And then, the same thing on the Biden side, you know what I mean? Like, there's these are the things that he voted for or against or stood against, or things he's done or said, you know what I mean? It's one of those things, like, history will tell. We'll look back in 10 years and be like, what really, all that shit gets caught up in the fog. You know what I mean? Like, history kind of blurs the lines between what like actually really happened and what didn't. And I don't know. I don't know if like this is going to make things worse or better, or I mean, I guess we'll just have to see. Like, we'll follow up. Whatever happens.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people are just focused on negative things. People don't realize there's a lot of positive things in this world. There truly is. In our life, especially in our country, it's very insulting. Just, I don't know, people say like, oh, this country's bad. It's like, no, sit back and think about like how hard it was 100 years ago, 60 years ago. We have it fucking made. We really do. The convenience of everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And for a lot of, that's what I'm saying, just to focusing on the positive things. Besides, there is negative. Yeah, I'm not saying there isn't. A lot of people just they forget how many good things we have it here. Like, are just so many people from third world countries or just war-torn countries, they would kill to have what we have, just I don't know, it's a perspective and being optimistic versus pessimistic, and a lot of people unfortunately have that attitude, and I don't think it's their fault. I think it's just a lot of misinformation they're being fed.
Yeah, and I mean, it's 100%
it's the negativity,
that or what they went through. The thing is, we're basing it on just the information that they read or what they saw, and that's what makes the person. That's
a good point.
Yeah,
you don't know what these people have been through.
I know, but you could still choose an attitude and look the way you look at things. This is nothing had to do with race or political side or whatever. No matter what, like, you can still. If you learn and about certain things, a lot of things in the internet, YouTube, Reddit, there's a lot of things, a lot of beautiful people out there that are willing to help others and let them know, and just and let them guide them. It's like, hey, things don't have to be the way they are, and just how you look at it, and just aiming for a lot of more positive attitude about things, regardless of the situation. There's always a way out. It's just what I'm trying to say.
For me, the way I look at it all is that the politics are going to work its way out. You know what I mean? It's not about taxes or anything like that, because guess what? Taxes are going to raise. Taxes are going to, or are not going to raise. They're going to stay the same, whatever. Mm-hmm. It really has nothing. What gets me is the whole divisiveness that's been going on and it's you step outside your front door, regardless of who you believe. And if you believe in one side that I don't believe, I'm not going to hate you. I'm going to talk to you. It's all good. I don't care.
Well, that's
I really
the whole
don't
thing.
care who wins.
From right there,
at this point. Right now, I just know that when you step outside that front door, you see the divisiveness right in your face, and it should never be.
Yeah,
and we need to wrap things up. So I'll just say on this note, I think that's the biggest problem, is that we've lost the art of conversation and the empathy of being able to, see the divisiveness and say, and respect somebody else's opinion. You know what I mean?
We all come from different backgrounds, and our environments are different. It varies from person to person. The problem is too, people look at things as black and white. No, what I've learned, for the most part, things are not black and white. Nothing is what it seems. If you take a look and actually look at things for the way they are, you'll realize the nuances, the differences between things. They might, on the surface level, it looks like it's this, but no, if you really dive into it, you'll see the differences. No, that's stereotyping for people to have certain attitudes on certain things. I'm just being vague and broad about just things in general.
Yeah.
And just having that mindset of just, no, it's either this way or that way. No, you're leaving the world, what's his name? Christian Bale in American Hustle. He's, life is not, I'm probably paraphrasing. It's not black and white. It's extremely gray. Just having the sense and the notion that everything is not what it seems for the most part.
Yeah.
And just people get the wrong idea. People always get the wrong impression about me. People fucking hate me at first, and then
they get to know you, and then they really fucking hate you.
Yeah, right. Either that, or just they have a different mindset. It's I didn't see you that way, or I didn't know you were like that, and I get it. And it's just they're just going off what they know, and they need to understand. Just not everything is black and white as it seems. It's just there's just a lot of differences and subtleties of things if you actually sit down and look at it from a deeper. You just dive deep instead of a surface level, kind of taking things at face value. Really look into things.
That's the thing. We need to not get into this conversation.
Yeah, I know, but that's all I was trying to say.
Right, and most people in their daily lives don't feel like they have time for that, and they only want to deal with. They want to deal with what they have time for, which is the surface level shit.
That's fine,
but that's
you're robbing yourself of a lot of freedoms and whole. I don't know.
I agree. The whole world is so.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so Jake, I hope you feel better. But hopefully by the next podcast, you're over this COVID shit.
And hopefully we'll be all right post-election.
Post-election.
We're not fucking fighting for our lives or calling this fucking so-called civil war people keep saying.
I don't know. I wish everybody the best. If you're listening to this and
same here.
Things are happening,
I appreciate that. I'll make sure to spread the COVID. Not really, just amongst my family because we all have it.
Yeah. So, and on that note, I've been Rob.
And Paul.
And I'm Drake.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Gentlemen No Class. We will see y'all next time. Hopefully, this is going to air, and if we're not all dead and burnt down in nuclear holocaust, we will see you on the next episode.
Yeah, baby.
Peace. Hit that button that says the ride home.
The ride home. I don't even see it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. I had it queued up on the fucking screen, Paul.
I did.
It's hilarious. We're still